Friday night live stream.
Sorry I missed last week.
Just really wasn't feeling it. Not really.
We were honestly I was tired. You were tired.
Yeah, we just weren't really feeling it.
Yeah. So So we were tired because, well, specifically me.
Work.
Work. Snow.
Snow. Work. Snow. Dog. Work.
And no.
All right, we got one in, so welcome.
Welcome.
Another Friday Night Live.
So.
Currently getting my chat up right now. So I can monitor along. So I can watch along with the chat here.
And here's my chat.
Hi, Thor. What you doing, good boy? What you doing? You good boy. Hi, Thor.
Sharing to Discord and all that.
So, how's everybody been? Just joining us now. We're just going live. Everybody doing good? Do you want chewy? Come get it. Come get it. That's a good boy. You sound good still, or no? I'm just kind of not sure if that mic's plugged in here or not. Yeah, put my audio here. So I can hear me a little bit. Yeah, I think we're all right. A little bit of an echo, but that's because we ain't got no sound editing in here.
We're very low. We have to. That don't count.
What? What, Soda? Did you want to be a part of this too? I know, you can come here. Oh, you want to play. Picks now to want to play. You want to chew. You want to be a chew. What's that for you to do? Get it. Come on. Come on. There you go.
He is within shot.
It's one of those whimsies. The gators likes to play with these instead of actually eating them. Like he'll eventually eat it, but it's a game first.
We have been playing this game all day.
Yeah.
I gave him that at like 9 o'clock in the morning.
Can eat it. So he throws it at me. You go play.
Everything's a game.
Yes, everything is a game with Thor. What? Go get it. You go get it. You go get it. You go get it. I know you go get it. You go get it. You go get it. You're a good boy. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
He picks now to play while we're live streaming.
He slept most of the day, And then when we go live, he's like, nope, now it's time to play. Thor. Thor, where's your ball? Can you get a ball? Can you go get a ball? Come on. Come here. Can I have it? Can I have the ball? Can you give me the ball? You're gonna bring me the ball, but then not give it to me.
Uh-huh.
Can I have it? Yeah, you brought me a ball. Is what you want?
Anyway, yeah. So we had
I guess you can lead off a little bit since I don't talk about this yet.
so past week. I think well, the vast majority of my hours were snow removal because again it's December, so
Winter.
it's winter. So we are very, very busy with snow. I think at least
I think maybe when we get done with 35, our first unit, we'll show it off to the channel.
yeah. That will be interesting. Like because I don't know if he's on YouTube.
I don't care if he's on YouTube.
So
He doesn't know what unit I'm talking about. We'll just refer to it as the cursed unit. And no, we don't have to talk about him specifically, but you don't even mention him. We just walk through all the repairs
no,
we did.
I showed one of my I've been showing one of my friends his progress photos. Like I don't know if he has a YouTube or if he watches the YouTube. So I don't want to put his name out there. He's only like active on like Discord, so. But yeah, I've been giving him like status updates and sharing stuff. And in my personal Discord, people have seen photos of it. So if you guys are interested in seeing one of our done units,
Maybe we'll show them 5 before we get into it.
yeah,
You can see how bad all the smoke damage is.
yeah,
Not from a fire, from cigarettes. This apartments that we run are a smoke-free facility, but people do it anyway.
yes. So before we do anything, we might do a walkthrough of one of the units that is full of cigarettes.
Where's your ball?
Nope.
Your kid's dead as you. Good boy. You can have it, eat it. I don't want your chewy. You can have your chewy. No, because then he's gonna jump across. I don't want him jumping across. Get it.
There you go.
So what else?
Let's see. Basically, past 2 weeks, it's been snow and finishing up 35
Among everything else.
among everything else. So
I think maybe he's gonna calm down now. Looks like he's finally eating his daily chew. Good boy.
y'all can probably hear that. I cracked my knuckles. So if you see, another thing that is going on is like been having like Nerve, something like that.
Yeah, you've been having stuff going on for a while now.
Yeah, one of the newest things was a pinched nerve in my neck. So that's fun when your arm falls asleep if you hold it in the wrong position, even if you're awake. So
Yeah, at this point in time, it's probably just me getting old.
we are not that old. We're not that old. We're in our mid-30s, both of us.
Well, and anybody whose birth year starts with a 2 or ancient. You do realize that we are old enough to be parents of kids whose birth year starts with 2.
I know, but and if I know none of our niece and nephews are watching, and I don't think Ari is either. So they can't call us ancient. This is an energy drink.
2010, I was 20. Just saying.
We have music that is from our teenagers that is now 20 years old, and it doesn't feel right.
No, it feels right. It just doesn't feel right when people whose birth year starts with a 2 starts making fun of it. Like, look at this classic stuff. Classic.
Classic?
Classic.
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 Apparently we're classics now.
Well, speaking of cars, depending on what state you're in, classic car status starts at 20 to 25 years.
We're classics.
Yeah. Not old enough for a historic plate yet.
No, I think you have to be like 50 to get there. We ain't there yet. So some of the cars, so 1990, so 2010, 20, 30, 40. 2040. Cars from your birth year will be historic.
You shush. No, but what really needs to happen is that a lot of the good cars, the good sports cars and stuff from like the 90s or early 2000s need to be made again.
Yes.
No nonsense, lightweight, easy to work on, reliable.
This is partly car talk. One of the things that Trump decided to do is he saw all the K cars, like the small trucks and cars from Japan and Korea.
Yeah, he wants to allow K cars to be sold here, which would be awesome.
Which would be awesome.
It might actually force the U.S. automakers to innovate a little bit. So.
Get out of the same old.
But the problem is, because they said they would have to look into standards for that, which means messing with EPA regulations there, which honestly, the EPA just needs to go away.
EPA is better.
In fact, I think a lot of the three-letter agencies need to just go.
Ooh.
Hi, thanks for joining us.
Nick.
One of my many viewers and subscribers. Welcome.
Hi.
We're just rambling on.
We're just
Talking about all the three-letter agencies that need to just disappear.
So, we are talking about the K cars, how Trump wants to open up the markets for K cars.
Should be nice.
So
That could lead into something like the Hilux being brought over. A lot of people would love to get their hands on a Hilux.
without electrician included.
Yeah, I'd take a Hilux. I would try to find me a Hilux from like the 90s.
And I can barely hear you guys.
That might be the mic acting up there. Let me try something. How about now? How do we sound now?
So quiet.
Yeah, not sure what that is. Maybe I just need to move the. Maybe I just need to move us a little bit closer. Oh, don't. All right. How's that?
Hi.
All I know is that I probably do need to work on a better live stream setup.
Hi. 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 Did we scoot the thing closer?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. It's been better in the past.
Wait. What's the can you turn up the volume a little bit?
On the phone?
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's why.
No, that's not it. Trying to figure out what's going on here. Just gonna turn everything up. Oh, hopefully that's a little better.
How's the weather up there? Snowy.
Snowy and cold. Right now, if I pull it up, we are. See as it comes up. Now we're a little warmer right now than we've been the last few days.
Yeah.
Volume is a little better. We're currently sitting at 26 degrees with a wind chill of 19, which is a little bit warmer than it's been. We're supposed to be trending up towards the 30s and possibly 40s by Christmas. So
It was 31 today.
was it?
Yeah.
I know yesterday morning it was 3.
I know. I think I remember salting. No, when we shoveled,
Yeah, it was 3 degrees yesterday morning, not counting the wind chill.
we didn't shovel that day.
Yesterday?
Yes.
We did yesterday.
We did.
Because remember we had to clear out the drifts because it blew back in?
The day before that, when I salted, it was salted twice. It was
Northern Indiana. Been through Indiana. Never really stopped in Indiana though, other than gas station somewhere around Indianapolis. Used to stop through there whenever I would go from Fort Campbell to Alpena on vacation to visit family.
yeah. I've only ever been through Ohio. I've never actually been to Indiana.
Ohio is flat and corn.
I know. Because we went down 75, went into Columbus, stopped at the gas station, got on the Pennsylvania Turnpike.
Oh, the nice rest stop.
Yes, along with all the flats.
Yeah, the big like round one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the nice rest stop.
The nice stop.
One of the nicer rest stops I've been in.
I was in Angola, almost Michigan, almost Ohio. Right there.
I feel like I know where that is.
So, no, but
It's like just about due south from Lansing.
I don't know. I've never been to Indiana. I would like to go to Indiana and go to Indianapolis to see the Speedway. See where the Indy 500 takes place in the Brickyard.
Would rather go to MIR, Michigan International Raceway.
Where's that?
Yes, it's somewhere like north of Lansing. I don't remember exactly where.
I don't know about that.
No, it's not like middle of the state. It's north of Lansing, but I don't remember exactly where. I've been past it.
Yes. Hi. Say hi to the state.
Oh, yeah, it looks like that.
Yeah. So that's the Lower Peninsula. This is the Upper. They're like,
I like how the live stream is like on my phone. The live stream's like a good 15 seconds behind what's actually going on.
Yeah.
I gotta figure out a good way to do all this.
Yeah.
Right now I'm using my old Galaxy S10.
so maybe we should try. No, then we'd have to, because my phone doesn't link to your YouTube.
Mm-mm. It would have to be mine, or we do it in the computer. But the problem with the computer is, well, the last time I live streamed on the computer, I was going through OBS, and it's only going to upload what it detects hardware-wise. And hardware-wise, I basically have a 1080 graphics card with an NVIDIA 3050.
Yeah.
I have the internet to support much higher resolution, but not the hardware.
All I want for Christmas is a 4K graphics card.
Well, some of that might be locked because of the monitor, because it's a 1080 monitor as well.
All I want for Christmas is a 4K graphics card and a 4K monitor.
Because I know some of my editing software, if I use it on the computer, it won't let me use HDR because the monitor doesn't have HDR.
So we get an HDR
So
4K monitor and a 4K graphics card.
I think tech is sometimes too smart for its own good.
I think we just need to bite the bullet, buy a new graphics card that's in 4K.
Well, if we keep it in the same series, we're looking at probably a 3070.
So
But now that the 50 series cards are out, I might be able to find a 40 series card.
because
I've got the power supply to support it, so I did upgrade the power supply in the computer from like the 500 watt to an 850, so there's headroom there to put a bigger card in it.
so are you able to use the fancy mic?
With the Mic Air, I can connect it to a cell phone if I get the receiver module with it, which I didn't because I was primarily hooking up to the Ace Pro 2. So maybe down the road I'll pick up another one with the receiver and use that with the phone.
So
But that is an idea.
that is an idea.
Or maybe even get a dedicated camera for live streaming.
That would work.
Because I know
both DJI and Insta360 both have cameras that would serve that purpose and have subject tracking, so they'll follow. Yeah, it's more money either way. But the good thing is with the Bluetooth mic, even if I get the one with the receiver, it's only like $60. So it's more money, but it's not a lot more money.
Yeah.
I just find it odd that right now the my phone's not really picking up the Sennheiser very well like it did the previous time.
So weird.
Thor,
Lemon, he's being quiet and chewing on his ball.
he's chewing on his hammer. Thor has a hammer. He's chewing on it, and I hear his teeth squeaking off of it. It will. That's what we're hoping for. Is we get the channel gets large enough that we can start earning monetization on things, and a lot of that income I do want to put towards the channel itself.
That's the reason why we're trying to get. One of the reasons why we're trying to get up to, was it 500 or something?
No, it's I believe it's 1,000 subs and it's like
What is
3,000
for
watch
channel
hours.
memberships?
Channel memberships. Well, as far as channel memberships go, the only threshold we have yet to cross with channel memberships is the watch hours.
Watch hours.
We need like 3,000 watch hours, and we've been hovering between 27 and 2,900. So we've been close on the watch hour threshold to start doing memberships.
So we're to the subscriber count.
Yep.
So we just need watch hours. So what you guys need to do now is share it and have people watch it, so that we can get channel memberships, and maybe then we can get.
Yeah, I've done a lot to improve production quality on the long form side of things, and even the shorts. Better cameras, better microphones. Just working on my overall editing and everything like that. But you know, there's more to the channel than just short and long form. There's also the lives, which is also from 2019. It's not really gonna cut it forever.
No, it's not. And we're trying to upgrade, but it's been a slow progress.
Yeah, money is the big hindrance of everything, and
Yep.
it's part of the reason why the building the truck is taking forever. Like if I had the money, the truck would be done.
Exactly. And you guys want to see that. We also want to get this going so that we can
Start going places with
Start-
it. Start, you know, doing a lot of the overland trips, or not even really so much the overland, it's just getting out and hitting some trails.
exactly. So you guys can see it. And
You know, showcase some of the off-road parks in Michigan too. There's like 7 or 8 off-road parks in the state, and they're all downstate.
exactly.
So I agree with that one. Now there's plenty of things you could do that really don't cost much. Little small things to improve quality of life and just, you know, improve functionality and all that. A nice good mod would be the Z1 hood struts. I think they're like 20-30 bucks. But they give you an extra 4 inches of height on your hood, and it gives you more room, because quite honestly, the stock hood struts don't open up very far.
No, when we had the stock hood struts, I actually hit my head on the hood. I did.
I don't remember that.
I did. Because I was.
Well, good thing the hood's not too heavy,
No,
and you got a hard head.
I do have a hard head. Not as hard as yours, though.
No, just ask the dog.
I know. Thor had butted him while they were playing on the floor, and
He had to take a nap.
he had to take a nap.
Nope, I was playing with Thor on the floor. He got the zoom. He started running around the house like a crackhead. And he came flying out of the back full speed. I'm on the floor waiting for him, and then he just smack right into my forehead with his head. He had to take a nap. He had
Yeah.
to sleep it off.
Yeah, he did. It's a, look.
I do plan on buying wheels for the truck next month, though. Which right now, the wheels I'm looking at are kind of special order. But they're not kept in stock right now. That could be because it's going into Christmas season.
Everything's going poof.
Oh yeah, this is the time of year where everything is out of stock.
Going poof. Especially with Black Friday and all that.
Well, Black Friday's gone over with.
I know, but Christmas season, Black Friday, nothing's in stock.
Nope. But this is the time of the year where if you're gonna find any of the deals, it's now.
Yeah.
Black Friday to Christmas.
And a lot of the stuff that we've actually gotten, especially recently, was because of Black Friday and it being on sale.
Oh yeah, especially firearms parts.
Yeah.
It's usually when I start building a rifle or something like that, it's buying around this time of the year where everything's marked off.
Surprised you haven't.
I'm surprised I haven't been working on my replacement rifle.
Yeah.
They do. They had a little bit sweeter deal on their new X Pro front coilovers that I'm looking at for Black Friday. They were at $799. The normal price is $1,000. But their Christmas special, they're about $850. So not as sweet, but still better than $1,000.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of waiting for them to release their rear shocks to go with the fronts. So yeah, just waiting for stuff to drop. Honestly,
Plus, things have been.
what?
Well, let's see. Also, with costs, prices going up and all that.
What do I think of the Spacer Racer kit from ADO or Z1's kit? I think if you're trying to get a mild lift out of it and still keep the stock ride quality, it's probably not a bad idea. The only concern I have with doing it on the factory Bilstein 4600s is that you're reducing your droop travel, and the stock 4600s already don't have a lot of droop travel. They're about 4.13 inches of stroke altogether from compression to the full extension. So if you were to get that kit, at least the Z1 I know is a 2-inch spring. So you're going to be lifting your shock out of its optimal ride zone. So you're not going to have a lot of down travel left in it, maybe an inch or so of down travel. So everything now becomes all up travel. So if you're going to do that, I would probably pair it with something like a 5100 and just have it set on its lowest setting. because the 5100s they have about an extra half inch to 3/4 of an inch of travel in them over the 46s. And I know a lot of people pair the ADO Spacer Eraser with a 5100, but it's a good kit and it will allow you to get away with not having to run a upper control arm. And the reason that you can get away with not using a upper control arm, well, the with the S, well, basically with the non-pro trims, you can still do it. And the funny thing is, the shock length between the pro trims and the non-pro trims is actually the same. The only difference between a pro and non-pro when it comes to the shock length is in the rear, where the 4600s are a little bit longer. I think they're like an inch longer than the non-pro shocks. So it still should work there. You just would have the different valving that's not the Bilstein valving. But you could pick up like a 5100 for a little over $100. You could get the 4600s if you wanted to go that route for $90 or so. So it's an option. But if you're going to do that, I would probably definitely go with a 5100, set it to the lowest perch. You would get right about 2 inches of lift out of that, but you would gain that extra half an inch or so of additional travel over a 46. But back to my initial point about not needing a control arm with that kit is you're not changing the overall length of the shock itself, and you're not lowering the mounting of the shock with a spacer. So you're still working within your factory geometry, just with a taller spring that makes it ride higher. So you could get away with not using a control arm. But there's nothing wrong with an S. It's the exact same engine, transmission, same four-wheel drive system. So for all intents and purposes for off-road work, it's not much different than a Pro 4X other than the lack of a rear locker. In fact, I do know a couple of people that do off-road an S. And one that comes to mind that his channel has exploded in the last year and a half or so is Aaron Gaines. His channel is Four Wheel Drive Adventures down in Ocala, Florida. He's got a Titan swapped S. And it does pretty well from what I see. He's got some good content on there. He's fabricating some new fender liners too. But personally, I'm probably not going to do that route. I'll probably keep the stock plastic ones and trim them as needed. Yeah, there's a whole handful of channels that I watch that are Frontier related, both on YouTube and Instagram. Another good one who does good content is Canadian Cruising. His name's Kyle. He's got a pretty good channel. Almost the same truck as mine, same color, but it's a 23. And he's got a 3-inch Dobinson's lift. He's got the complete Dobinson's package on his. So he's got the Dobinson shackles, the lift springs. Uh, 2-inch and 33s. 33s is a good all-around size. any larger than that, any larger than a 33, then you're having to do some more intensive work. A lot more trimming involved with that. And unless you move your caster forward, you might have to cut into the some of the body a little bit. A 32 would be a good size on a 2-inch lip. So something like a 275 70 17 will put you at a 32. Like a 32.3-inch tire, I believe.
Thor, do you gotta go outside?
He might. He had his little bit of fun and now he's whining. Yeah, I'm planning myself 3-inch and 16-inch wheels on the S. Trying to remember because I know a 285 75 16 is a 33. So maybe if you can find them a 275 75 16 would get you at a 32. But there's not many tires out there in that size, I don't believe. I think General Tire has something in that size. I can take a look real quick. And see General Tire. $275. They don't have a. See, 285. Well, possibly you might have to. So General Tire does have a 285 75 16, and that is in the ATX, which what I run is the ATX. Seems it'll pull up. My phone's a little slow right now. So in a 285 75 16, you're looking at a 32.8-inch tire, which is identical to the 285 70 17. So that's basically a 33. So I wonder if this will show. Yeah, it's kind of backwards, but 32.8-inch for that size. And so far, the Generals have been working great for me. They've been on the truck for about a month now, and they're already superior to the Hancooks. Trying to see what other tires are out there in that size. Because I do believe a 275 75 would get you at 32. Out of curiosity, I want to see what Amazon's got. Let's see. Looks like BF Goodrich has. Looks like BF Goodrich has a KO3 in that size. Trying to see what that translates to. Should be a 32.3. So the KO3s are on that size. I wouldn't recommend a KO2 or the original KOs, which they don't make either of those anymore. KO3 I've been hearing some good stuff about. The Falcon Ruba trucks, those would be a good tire too. They're kind of like the AT3W, just with a little bit different tread pattern on them. But everything that makes that tire good in the winter is in the Ruba truck. And for a 275, well, no, that's a 265. It's one reason why I don't like Amazon. You put it on a size, and it sometimes shows you stuff that's not the right size. But I do know you can find a 285/76 or 285/75 16 in a lot more sizes, a lot more companies. Did you bring me a glass of water too?
As soon as I drop it.
Oh. Yep, dog's gotta drink water too. He's thirsty.
Yeah, because he was eating snow.
Well, he does that sometimes. It don't necessarily mean anything. I know as far as wheels go, I'm probably gonna go with D4X's. Good budget-friendly wheel. They're lightweight. Let's see where my battery look. Oh, we still got some battery. I'm gonna run a bronze-colored wheel. I think bronze will go great on a gun gray truck. Hi, good boy. What you doing?
Mom's just let the stool out.
Oh yeah. Hey, good boy.
And now I'm going to get my bone.
Yeah, his nearest bone is an ostrich bone. Almost. It does seem like that. Been seeing more bronze wheels around. I've ran all black wheels before, and for me, all black really depends on what I'm putting it on. Like, if I'm running a lighter colored vehicle, black would be great on there. If I'm running a darker color, I'm not going to want a black wheel. It's just like too much dark. Gotta have something contrast on it.
Yeah. Like one of our options that we could have gotten is a deep green color.
Bronze would look good on a deep green too.
So if I get it when I actually get the car that I want, I'm getting it.
See, but black and silver looks good.
See, I want a green color of bronze wheels, but I'm doing an SUV, so pickup trucks are nice and all, but I gotta be able to haul kids and stuff.
By kids, you mean your 80-pound hippopotamus.
And eventually car seats. So
Yeah, black on silver looks good. I had a 2008 Grand Cherokee that was a sandstone color, which depending on the light and how the light hit it, it either looked more silver or took on a more gold tint. And I had satin black wheels on that, and I had black lugs on there too. But I do know when I do the bronze wheels on the truck, I'm getting black lugs.
But yeah,
And I'm definitely not getting the open-ended Z1 or the open-ended Nismo lugs.
you're getting the closed cap ones.
Yes, only because of road salts and stuff. I don't need the studs corroding.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we gotta. I know you live in. Obviously, people in the north know salt rusts.
Yep. Now, if we live somewhere down south where they don't use road salt or see snow, uh, I would be more open to doing the Nismo lug nuts.
Like, if we ever moved, like, if we ever moved, like, one of the places that we'd actually want to go is Tennessee. So
Tennessee would be closer to Z1.
Tennessee would be closer to Z. So it's. I mean, our family's here, and his family lives up here. His brother lives downstate. My parents live downstate. So, but honestly, I'm
Gotta get bored with the state.
kind of getting. I was born and raised in Michigan, and I don't know. I grew up in Metro Detroit, so I've only ever lived in two parts of the state, and quite frankly, the cost of living, especially up here, it's a little bit better.
It's a lot better.
It's a lot better, but
Like our two-bedroom apartments, for example, our two-bedroom apartments are like $630 at market rate. The same apartment down in the Detroit area, you're gonna spend $750 to $1,200.
yeah. So
And well, I was gonna say gas is cheap, but it went up a little bit today. Yesterday, gas prices here were $2.59 for regular. It's now $2.84.
yeah. So more than like, if we ever did move, we'd move to like Tennessee. I also considered Texas.
I know gas is a lot cheaper in Tennessee.
So I also considered Texas. Anywhere down. He doesn't want to deal with pirates.
Nope, I do not want to deal with dance.
$249. Like if we ever did move, we'd move Clarksville,
Yeah,
Nashville
I
area.
I do like the Clarksville area. I spent about five-ish. Well, I shouldn't say five-ish. I was in Fort Campbell from 2010. Spent 2011 in Iraq, and then 2012, 13 in Fort Campbell. Spent all of 14 in Korea. 15 and 16 was back at Fort Campbell.
So about 4 years,
Yeah, 4.5, 5 years or so.
4.5, 5 years. You were in the Clarksville area.
Which I like the area.
So if we ever did move, it would be down there, only because
I'm familiar with it.
he's familiar with it. I think everything would be a little bit less expensive.
Maybe.
be able to, maybe the housing market would be better.
Yeah, the housing market would definitely be better.
Housing market. Because there's,
Because you got Fort Campbell, and there's quite a number of soldiers in that area. So, housing, stores, jobs, it's a lot of it's there to support Fort Campbell.
and one of my plans is, for like 5-year plan, I do want to get my real estate license. So. Chattanooga.
I've been through Chattanooga.
Not. Let's see.
It's more like the southeastern part of Tennessee.
See, my family, some of my extended family lives in northwestern Kentucky, and like the Paducah.
Well, Paducah is like 45 to an hour, like northeast of Fort Campbell.
So Paducah.
And there's a Culver's that's about 45 minutes or so north of Fort Campbell. That's the furthest south Culver's goes.
So
'Cause I know you like Culver's.
I like cheeseburgers. So
Yes.
yeah.
Kentucky's got the furthest south Culver's.
So. Henderson,
Which
Kentucky.
is well, Henderson, Kentucky.
Henderson, Kentucky.
But I know there's a Henderson, Tennessee. It's like in the Nashville area.
No, it's Henderson, Kentucky, where my family lives.
What you doing, good boy?
They're like, I ate.
You know, you good boy.
Like, I ate. And I'm gonna go, get out of the kitchen.
Well, as long as he's not getting anything. It's not really anything to get into in there. See, you walk it back out because there's nothing in there, is there? What? You be good. I know. Did you get your food? Was it good? Where's your ball? Where's your ball? Go get it. He would absolutely clean the kitchen if I give him a chance.
Yes, he would. We used to have a baby gate blocking the kitchen. And
We took it out trying to see if we could trust him with the kitchen, and so far he's proven himself.
yeah, giving him another room. The only thing is, you have to keep it swept. Otherwise,
Yeah,
he
it's a kitchen. You're supposed to keep it clean. That's where you cook.
But you have to keep the floor swept. Otherwise, he will. He's a little vacuum cleaner, aren't you?
The most he's gotten in the kitchen was like a piece of macaroni that fell.
He also
Where's your ball?
he also
Where'd you go?
tried. He also tried to eat like one of the noodles from the colander had fallen onto the floor.
That's what I'm saying. A piece of pasta fell. You ain't gonna hurt him.
He did. Now, here's the thing. He knows not to go near the stove. Like, he knows not to jump up on the stove. But if he smells sausage or chicken or something like that, he's like,
He
like
wants it.
a piece of sausage fell on the floor one day, and I had to pick it up.
Oh, we made some duck the other day. He got some duck.
He got duck.
Yeah. In fact, I got some duck. What's left of that duck in the freezer for them.
Yeah. Duck is good. Kind of tastes like chicken. But no, it tastes like Cornish game hens. If you ever had a Cornish game hen, it tastes like that. But
Yeah, we baked that in the Ninja pot for about 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Came out pretty good.
it will
Basically.
shrink.
Well, it basically fell apart in there too.
Yeah, it did. But they shrink significantly. I think we got
Well, that one didn't have a lot of meat on it to begin with.
no, it didn't. I think it was like a 5 pound.
Like 5.3 pounds, I believe.
And it shrunk. So
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of usable meat on there, so maybe next time we either find a bigger duck or get two.
roast them in a roasting pan and
Since we're doing turkey in a couple weeks. Duck is pretty good.
duck is pretty good. It was the first time I actually ever tried it, and if you get it, do not do like herb gravy on it. Like a lot of ducks actually come with like Peking duck sauce. That is an orange sauce. Try that. Because the gravy we used, I didn't particularly care for it.
Yeah, we were just trying out that gravy, and yeah. I think you can get away with like a turkey or a chicken gravy with that. If I'm being honest. Squeak,
Squeak.
squeak, squeak.
Sounds like something.
Yeah, duck tastes like she put a Cornish hen or like chicken that's like a fattier chicken. If that makes sense.
It tastes like there is such a thing called a capon. It's a rooster, basically. They used to, back in the day, if a rooster stopped doing its job, it got ate.
You know what Thor would like? Thor would like a game hen.
It is.
Yeah, it's small. We just have to strip it off all the bone.
Cook them without any seasoning.
Mm-hmm.
Get a little individual ones. Make like 3.
Something like that.
'Cause we're coming up with dinners. So
Well, the live streams are basically talk about anything.
yeah, basically. We talk. They're like
It doesn't have to be truck, even though it's kind of more truck centric.
so we do talk. It's funny. It's like cooking videos.
Yeah, we should do some cooking videos. We're at 35% battery. Hour in. Yeah, we still got time. Could probably do about another hour and a half before we gotta think about the phone. No, I didn't retire. I got out at about 6.5 years. I just didn't renew my contract anymore. ETS, honorable discharge.
Yeah.
At the time I got out, the military was starting to get more political, and I was put in for some awards that ended up getting knocked down to a lower award because I was told that it was too high of an award for a specialist, which it left a bad taste in my mouth. And yeah, I did it honorably, and I don't regret it.
No.
You know, I've considered going back in again. You know, maybe like guard or something like that. That way I can still do a day job and still serve. But yeah, around 2016 was when I got out and things were getting really political in the military.
Our current president has tamped down on that, especially with Secretary of War Hexeth.
Yeah,
So
yeah, they're cleaning up a lot of the junk. It's probably still really political, but at least a lot of the junk is getting taken out of there.
yeah. So
Which I don't know why. I don't know why the military should be a political thing. The military has one job and one job only:
and that's
That's-
to
defend the nation.
defend the nation. Why does it have to be political? I don't know.
It is what it is.
We try not to get into politics around here. So
Yeah, we try to stay apolitical just because I know how some people are, and I have certain opinions that would probably cost me a few subscribers, so I just keep it to myself.
exactly.
It is what it is. No, I'm not a liberal. Far from it. And I'm certainly not a Democrat.
Same here.
I will never vote Democrat.
And that's the funny thing. Used to be one. I used
Yeah,
to.
but you woke up,
I woke up.
you saw the light,
I saw the light.
and you've been welcomed.
Pat my head. But yeah, growing up downstate, you know, a lot of people fall into old school Democrat, which is now considered conservative.
No, no. Traditional Democrats still not conservative. But if you're somebody on the left, you'd be considered extreme right for being a moderate Democrat.
Yeah.
That's the reason why the left doesn't like Fetterman. He's not left enough.
Exactly. Like old school Kennedy Democrat is basically considered a moderate Republican. Like they're like an old school Democrat, like how they used to be, is now considered conservative. That's how far they've gone
Yeah.
to the opposite side.
I mean, the entire political spectrum has shifted left. But the problem is the left went way left.
Mhm.
Like, that's enough about politics. So, trying to think of some content ideas, like shorts or long form.
Because obviously, with the snow on the ground, you can only do so many.
I can only do so many donuts.
Yeah.
What are you saying? Saying I can't do donuts in dirt?
I'm not saying you can't do donuts in dirt. I've seen you do donuts in dirt. However, I do not want you getting pulled over by a cop doing hazardous driving drills in the parking lot.
What, Bert? What? What? Where's your butt?
It's like he's right in front of me.
What? Are we talking? Are you doing this? You do this every time we talk. Hey, welcome.
Hi, Connor.
We just yakking.
You're just yakking.
Thor wants to yak too. I'm sure you can hear him in the background. What? What? Are you welcoming the people too? I know. Yeah. Right. Do you know where your ball is? We'll go get it. You come here. You come here. Yeah, we're doing well.
We're tired.
Thor.
There's a lot of snow. Which is why energy drink at like 9 o'clock at night.
Still gotta go to bed.
Still gonna go to bed.
Thor, where's your ball? Where's your ball?
I forgot it was.
It is Friday.
It is Friday. That's the reason why I was like, I'm a day ahead. I think it's Saturday.
Well, if nobody calls us for anything, then we're gonna enjoy our weekend.
Yeah.
That's the only downside to being an apartment manager is we're on call 24/7.
Yeah.
Now our tenants typically know that the weekends are ours and not to call us unless they have to.
Like if there's
No
no
heat.
heat.
No heat or hot water or water leaks are typically the big ones.
And since we are in winter, I can't tell you how many no heat calls or it's cold in my apartment.
Well,
One of our 2-story buildings has a leak somewhere.
yeah, it's somewhere underneath the concrete slab and it's letting air in the system.
Yeah.
So we periodically have to go and bleed some of the tenants' radiators to get the heat working again because you get an air pocket in the pipes and then you got no heat.
Yeah.
And the problem is we can't track down where it is because if we try to isolate an apartment, that apartment won't have heat and it's below freezing right now. So kind of in a bind there.
And we tried doing it this summer, but we couldn't.
Well, we got tied up with doing everything else and trying to get back into HUD standard because HUD changed all the rules and tightened their standards up, and we got hit pretty hard with some new stuff that they decided that they were going to look for. So we spent like a month getting everything back up to standard.
And then we've had currently right now we have
What, 7 vacants?
almost 8.
So
Tony's moved,
7.
so
He don't count yet until he moves out.
you don't move. You don't count yet. But we're almost up to like 8 units that are.
Yep, and them finding people to move in is kind of a thing too, because everybody that's applying either makes too much or has something that prevents them from being accepted.
Like we had a unit that went for that was
11, 12.
12. We had somebody was there for like 3 days, and then
Yep, signed the lease, and then decided he was gonna drive a 26-foot U-Haul through here drunk. Did some damage to the property. So signed the lease Monday, got himself kicked out Thursday.
turned in the keys Saturday.
Yep, he turned the keys back over Saturday.
Still do not understand what he did wrong.
No, he didn't think he hit anything. I had to walk him around the property and show him the things that he ran into with this 26-foot U-Haul. And then he tried to blame the U-Haul being too big. It's like, no, it wasn't the fact that it was a 26-foot U-Haul. It was the fact you were twice the legal limit.
Yeah. And we still have, and we did get a settlement from insurance. So
Yes, U-Haul's insurance paid for it because this guy doesn't have a license and somehow they still rented a U-Haul to him come to find out, the guy got the U-Haul under somebody else's name that is licensed. But the problem was he drove it off the U-Haul lot. So U-Haul was found liable, and their insurance is paying for it.
Yeah.
So I managed to fix half of the damage that was done.
Yeah.
You know, I had a new globe and light mount for one of our post lights, and I stood our property sign back up. You know, filled that in and everything. But I don't have a boiler room door. Yeah, he put the back bumper of the U-Haul through one of my boiler room doors, and he knocked over a sign at another apartment complex behind us.
And now that it's frozen, we can't do anything. And it's needing.
Well, I think that other apartment, I think that whole sign has to come down and be rebuilt from scratch.
I know.
But the boiler room door is an easy fix.
Yeah.
It's just a new door.
Yeah. Luckily, he didn't knock anything off.
No, he didn't. He didn't knock the toe of the wall out or nothing like that. He didn't tear the frame up or nothing.
Yeah.
Just caved the door in.
And
But-
with the boiler room, it needs to be a fire door because
Yep.
gas and all that. So fun.
Yeah, we'll probably show you guys some of the units that we're working on.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned earlier in the stream, we'll probably show 35 off once it's done. Kind of walk through all of the repairs that were done in there. And then we'll probably show 5.
Yeah.
We haven't touched 5 yet, and it's got some heavy smokers damage.
Yeah. Word of note, the walls are orange.
Well, 20 some odd years of smoking will do that.
So if you guys live in apartments or if you live in a house, smoke outside. Or wash
Or
your
not at all, because it's not good for you.
smoke outside, or if you can help it, don't smoke at all. And your walls won't turn orange. Yay!
Throw it. If you bring me the ball, I'll throw it.
He's like, no, I'm chewing on it.
So, what kind of truck content does anybody want to see?
Or any other content.
I know I've done a couple like technical dives on certain things. So, trying to get ideas of what people want to see.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, there was 5. Then I went back down to 4.
Well, I don't trust that counter anyway, because sometimes it's off. You licking my foot? Does my foot smell good? I know, so you're weird. Take a bite.
He's made of weird.
Still waiting for Anzo USA to release their third-gen Frontier headlights. Maybe some easy to moderate wheeling. We'll get there. We will most definitely be getting there. I'll have to look and see what trails around here we could do that don't really require much. Yes, I agree. There needs to be more fog light support. Is right now there's currently nothing. As far as fog light brackets, Foxbeam was 3D printing brackets for the Dial Dynamics SS6s.
You already got a Whimsy Thor.
We could do some stuff for maintenance in the Frontier. I know I did an oil change video last December. That one still gets views on and comments to this day. I did a cabin filter video back in right around July of this year.
No. Trying to remember.
But yeah, I think we can add more maintenance type videos in whenever it's time for me to do some maintenance or something like that.
Ooh, we have 6. There's 6. There's 6 peoples.
No, I do plan on doing spark plugs by 30,000 miles, so that'll be a video in itself right there. I even want to say I did the air filter earlier in the year too. I do plan on getting new headlights, but I'm waiting on Anzo USA to release theirs. Anzo's, they have like you know how the Pro 4X has the white DRLs, the top and bottom bars. Anzo's, those are switchable. You can make those amber or have them white, and they have a sequential blinker function on them where the light will sweep across the light. But what I'm more interested with those is instead of using an LED with a reflector, it's an LED with projectors, so you get a much nicer light cutoff. And they look fantastic. They just have to release them. Yeah, I remember mentioning that the fog light question earlier. I know Dial Dynamics did release recently, within like the last month or so, their SS6 2.0s. They're a little bit larger light. They have larger emitters on them as well. And right now there's no brackets or nothing made for those. But rumor has it All Dogs Off Road is working on something. I haven't seen anything. Yep, the Anzo headlights, they will work with all trims of the Frontier. So if you have the halogens or the Pro 4X LEDs, they will work with either one. And from what I know, the people that have been testing these lights, they're the same brightness as the Pro 4X stock lights, but because they use a projector instead of the reflector style, they have a nicer pattern and a much sharper cutoff. That, and you can change the color of the DRLs.
It went back down to 2.
Well, I still think there's people in here. Yeah, the film. The issue with the film, and I did do the film at first. I had the yellow film from Luminix. The issue with that. Yeah, the issue with the Luminex is that it makes the white light with the LEDs have more of a green tint. Well, them saying that they may or may not be working on a fog light solution is kind of a roundabout way of saying something is in the works. They're just trying to diplomatically not confirm it, but they're not denying it either. So I would take it as they are, but they don't want to talk about it yet. And chances are it's probably to fit those new larger SS6 2.0s. Because I'm actually considering getting those 2.0s myself and just enlarging the opening of the Fox beam brackets I have. So, Dremel go burr.
Dremel go burr.
Yeah, I think I would have to open up the bracket maybe an 1/8 of an inch top and bottom. And I might re-drill a hole a little differently they try to angle it slightly more forward instead of out to the sides. So I do have a plan for that. Now, as far as fog light solutions out there, or that were out there, Freedom Outfitters were making metal brackets to support like the little the 2-inch pods, like the 2x2 pods from like Diodynamics or uh, Morimoto. Yeah, it might be a video, but I gotta get my hands on some stuff first. Freedom Outfitters had some brackets for like the little smaller pod styles. Those were discontinued. I liked those. That was gonna be my initial setup, but they don't make them anymore. And then Foxbeam had two different styles that they were 3D printing. The first one was a really clean bracket that held the smaller pods. And then they have the bracket for the SS6s, which I have. But they're right now, to my knowledge, nobody's making anything. Now, if you don't have fog lights, say like an S or a more base SV, you could probably get the fog lights for one of the Frontiers, either the Pro trims that have the LED fogs, which those I don't recommend because their output ain't that great, or the halogen style fogs, and just throw like a yellow bulb in those. And how mine are wired up, I got my fogs wired to an Oxbeam switch panel, so they're independent of the headlights. It's an idea. But yeah, I definitely have some video ideas in the works. It's just a matter of getting a hold of the things I need. Kind of scratching at a spot on my neck. I got it. I got it. So that's a deer taking a nap with some dogs. I don't know if you can see that. That's a deer taking a nap with some dogs. My bed cover on the truck is a Gator SRX from Real Truck, and I got mine for right about $260. It's a soft roll up, so it's not going to be the most secure thing out there, but it will keep anything back there out of sight, and it will enclose your bed, so you'll see some fuel mileage benefit from it.
You just have to remember to pull it tight.
Yeah, that's the only thing is make sure when you do the Velcro on it that you do get it tight because it will flutter a little bit. You'll hear it. I am thinking about getting a hard retractable. See, I would do a trifold, but for how I use my truck, that won't necessarily work out for me.
No. Because we actually have to, haul stuff in the bed. Like, we've hauled refrigerators and
stoves, cabinets, apartment type stuff.
Salt spreaders, stuff like that.
Sometimes I need a little bit in my bed, so something might be sticking up a little bit, or I'll need the whole bed, and having a roll up just works better. Mm-hmm. But I'm looking into a hard retractable, so I have more security back there for like when we run downstate to visit my brother or her parents.
Yeah, because my
Detroit area.
Yeah, and My area, yes, I did grow up down there. Yes, I do know there's crime and all of that, and
I mean, there's crime everywhere, but
there's crime everywhere. But
some places are worse. Yeah, some of them are easy to remove. Just me as a personal preference, I'd rather roll it up or retract it.
Yeah.
I do have a grand master plan for how I want to set the bed up too. And it involves a hard retractable cover and some molly panels on the bed.
Yeah.
And I might get around to installing some tie downs in the floor. But doing that, it depends if I want to keep a bed mat back there or not.
right now we need a bed mat because we're obviously.
Well, the thing is, with the bed mat, I don't know if it'll work with the molly panels because the sides of it come up a little bit. What? You were outside already, Thor. Oh, good boy. Oh, what?
Do you want your collar off? Come here.
Thor. Yeah, we usually take his collar off. I probably should get him a new one. This one's a few years old. Getting a little, starting to get a little worn out. But this one is from Tactipup. It's a 2-inch or no, 1.5 wide collar. Like the storage bins that mount in the bed and kind of swing out, or like a deck system. Because I know deck has a system for the Frontier. Yeah, I've seen the ones that stand upright.
No, you were already outside. You bottled. You're good.
Deck system is more like a drawer system, but it basically will eat up your whole bed. But you can pull a drawer out that's like 5 foot long. I know a couple people that use that. There's a few other systems out there. Real Truck might have something like swing out boxes. It's worth taking a look there. Or what are you doing? You might have to go out again. Do you need to go outside? He's had to tell these over. Go outside.
Up again.
See, I was initially looking at like bed mounted boxes like that. But for me, it's trying to find one that would fit under the tonneau cover, the roll up, and below the bed rails. Yeah, the only ones that might have them would be Real Truck. I really haven't seen anything from anybody else. Yeah, there's just really not a lot for our trucks, which is kind of sad because they're honestly great trucks. For interior storage, I do have the upgraded Z1 underseat bin on the passenger side. And Z1 just came out with a driver's side one as well. as far as upgraded storage goes, I got the Z1 underseat bin, and I got Molly panels for the console that go on the outside of the center console from Victory 4x4. And I got my holster mounted on the driver's side one, and I've got a med bag on the other side. Well, the Z1 Molly, the Z1 underseat bin will work with the fender. They have one that goes on the passenger side that replaces the stock one. But they came out with a driver's side one as well. And the reason they did that is because Z1 just came out with a whole audio package for the truck, which I do want to upgrade the audio, but that's probably going to be a 2026 project. But the storage space is definitely worth it. And it gives you the ability to mount an air compressor in there. Yeah, my disappointments with the Fender system. I mean, it's not the worst system I've heard, but where I am disappointed is the fact that there's no mid-range adjustment. Why Panasonic decided on that, I don't know. And the fact that the sub level and bass are tied together in the same adjustment. What would make that system actually sound good is being able to adjust your mids, but also being able to adjust your bass and sub separately. Because with them tied together, it can be way too much. Because for me, I like to have the sub do the lower notes and cut the bass out of the door speakers. I usually do that with like a low pass filter on a like aftermarket setup. So that's why I'm happy that Z1 actually has something now that integrates with the original radio. Well, there are speakers in the rear doors, but they're just the standard woofers. But Z1's system, they also had a tweeter that you can mount higher up in the door. Yeah, the sound staging in those trucks are a little weird too. It's like everything is up front, but realistically, you want the backs just to kind of be some of your fill because they got the front speakers, so one in each door, and then there's a mid tweeter and a high tweeter up in the dash on each corner. So you got the four speakers in the dash. You got one in each door, which is 6, and then one in each rear door for 8. And then the sub has 2 5-inch subs in it for a total of 10. It's just the setup and sound staging is just it's not great. So down the road, I'll probably be getting that Z1 hi-fi setup. 5-channel amplifier. It's 1100 watts. Upgrades all of the speakers and everything. You get a proper 10-inch sub for under the seat. And you can get it for the non-Fender, the Fender. You can get the system with just coax speakers, or you can get the components, which gives you a separate tweeter. So the only real modification there is if you get the components and you gotta add it to your door card. But that's just cutting a hole in the door card. But all that factory integrates with the factory radio. Z1 did their testing and found that the signal from the radio is actually really good, but where the funkiness comes from is the factory amp. Yeah, I've heard some people are happy with the base system. I think as far as upgrades go and upgrading it, the base will probably give you more flexibility. You could probably get away with some good drop-in speakers there. Something that's got a stiffer cone than the factory paper cones. You done wore my shoes outside.
Yes.
Hi, hi, good boy. Hi, no. Did you want to sit up here too? Hi, good boy. Thor, hi. Thor, look, hi. Hi, good boy. You come here. No, you want to go back down? I use Android. Currently streaming off of a now ancient Galaxy S10 Plus, and this is a Galaxy A16.
Sample.
I don't really use Android Auto, so I don't really have anything to say about that.
I do. And I have a 2026, so it's wireless.
Yeah, that was one of the updates they did with the 25s,
Huh.
is that they made Android Auto wireless.
I mean, I can connect to Android Auto.
Not through Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Not through Bluetooth.
Well, I have Android Auto on my phone.
Right. But the
But-
truck isn't set up with wireless Android Auto.
But it,
You have to plug it in. Yeah, it's
no,
right.
it picks it up even through Bluetooth. Yeah, it
No,
does.
don't. I promise you it don't. You can prove it. They did not add wireless Android Auto until 2025.
Then why does it connect?
Why
I also have Bluetooth on there.
not Android Auto. If your Bluetooth is on and you've been connected to it to the truck through Bluetooth before, it will automatically connect. But that's not the same as Android Auto.
But the Android Auto thing pops up.
But it's not connected through Android Auto. If it was, it would mirror your phone screen on the truck. It doesn't. The 24 has wired Android Auto. You have to physically plug it in. I promise you. The Android Auto thing pops up on my phone too when we're in there and I'm on Bluetooth. That does not mean it's connected through Android Auto. It's looking for that connection. If you plug it in physically, then you're connected through Android Auto.
But then we'd have to use our USB-C to C cable because we currently have a USB in the A.
Yep.
But yeah, every time you turn the truck on and my Bluetooth is on, it connects.
Yes. It will listen. Listen. If your Bluetooth is on and you've been previously connected and I start the truck up, it's going to override anything that you're got going on with your phone.
I know.
It'll automatically connect.
I know because it's done that to me while I've been sitting in the back.
I know, because I've gotten your phone calls in the trunk. That is not Android Auto.
It's like,
Yep, Bluetooth is different than Android Auto.
see, he's like, okay, I just sit in the truck. And I can connect my phone.
Yes, because every time I run to the store to grab something to drink, I gotta turn off. I gotta disconnect your phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always like, turn your Bluetooth off. But most of the time when I'm playing music in there, it's off a USB stick. So
Yeah. Or we have Sirius.
well, that's when you don't want to listen to my music.
Well, kind of right now we have Christmas music in there. And I'm like,
Hey. There is nothing wrong with TSO.
when you've been playing it for 3 weeks straight,
I've-
and I want something good.
We haven't been 3 weeks into December.
You started the day after Thanksgiving.
At least we ate the turkey first. That's the rule. Have to eat the turkey first before the Christmas jams come out.
Exactly.
Now,
The
the day after Christmas, it's going to be normal music again.
I know. Like I said, we got into the truck on Black Friday, and we were playing Christmas music.
Exactly. See? At least it was after Thanksgiving.
So it has been 3 weeks.
The viewers agree.
Well, given my trust, if I had it my way, our tree would have been up a week before Thanksgiving.
No.
Because I was
No.
thinking about it.
Yeah, you wouldn't have gotten me to put it up.
At least I'm not Ashley Wright and put her.
I don't know who that is.
She puts up her Christmas stuff in September.
She is wrong. See, she's like double wrong because not only is she not eating the candy, but completely ignored the turkey.
Yeah. Like November 1st.
She pulled a Walmart and starts playing Christmas music in September.
Yeah. She's been decorated for Christmas for months now.
She's
Yeah.
wrong.
And on November 1st, she set out her Christmas decorations for her porch. The day after Halloween. Yeah.
No, one holiday at a time. See, that's the rule in my house. Thanksgiving before Christmas music or movies. You have between Thanksgiving and a week after New Year's. The Christmas music in our house plays from Black Friday to Christmas Day. After Christmas, no more. Now, I might take a week to take the tree down. See? He's right.
But yeah, I have been watching Christmas content on Ashley's channel for months now.
You can come up here. Come on. Thor, come on. What? You done chewing on your ostrich bone? Thor has an ostrich femur.
Yes. Things about wider than the phone.
Here, how about I grab it?
What, Thor? What? I know you're a good boy. You're a good boy.
Wider than the phone.
Ostrich femur.
We have to back it up because it
Here you
It
go.
will.
Here you
It
go.
will
Take
not.
There you go. Good boy. Take the bone.
It will not fit in frame.
No. But we got to be a little close because for some reason my phone is not wanting to pick up audio as well. So
Yeah.
definitely going to be looking into better equipment for live streaming.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we'll get something that either from DJI or Insta360 with subject tracking. For the most part, I've basically retired the GoPro. There's only like one thing I need a GoPro for, and it's getting exhaust clips at the tailpipe. Because the only thing the GoPro is good for is it's got better audio processing on it. Oh, we kind of dropped out there briefly. Everybody see us and hear us all right? We had a slight disconnect there. How hard do you think it would be to put auxiliary switches for lights and with the rear locker? Well, I have an aux beam in the truck now, and that was pretty straightforward to set up, if I'm being honest. Because I got my fog lights tied into that aux beam, and I was actually working on an anytime locker mod, and I did verify and confirm that locking the rear end in two-wheel drive does not cause any issues with ABS or traction control. It doesn't throw any lights. And that's because I completely bypassed the diff lock control module. The only thing that I have not figured out is how to wire it in a way where the lock indicator light comes on. But Z1, from what I do know, might be working on something. Well, as far as being able to pop it out and have the switch back there, or the harness back there, I don't think...
Thor, leave
I
your
think-
whimsies alone.
I think the Pro 4X has the wiring for that. I don't know if the other trims do or not. Oh, as far as putting light switches there, that shouldn't really be too difficult. I mean, Dial Dynamics, Morimoto. There's a few other companies, but the two big ones, Morimoto and Dial Dynamics, they have wiring kits where you could install stuff like that. Switches wouldn't be too hard either, and I would have to do some looking around to see who's got factory style switches. That way you're not having to like drill your blanks and put toggles in there. What? What?
Oh, nothing, Dad. I'm just trying to use the tail to knock the forbidden balls off
Or will you
the
quit?
indoor stick.
But as far as taking those switches out, the blanks out, that's actually not too hard. You just have to be a little careful doing so because the lock tabs, they're a little delicate. So you'd have to disengage them off of either side and push it at the same time, and it pops out of the panel. Because I rearranged my dash there to put the more used buttons higher up, and I put the two or three blanks down the bottom. So I moved everything up. But Honestly, honestly, wiring in a switch panel like an aux beam or something like that would probably be simpler. Use the switch box for that. You know, it comes with fuses. It's solid state, so there's no relays to mess with. I think doing that route might be a bit more streamlined, even if it's not factory looking. But I. Or, what's he barking at?
Probably Tony's.
Probably.
Hey, grumble butt.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, your best bet would be have like a distribution box that you could wire stuff into and then run switches to that. The OEM look would be the cleanest. I'll give you that.
What are you doing, good boy?
He pooped up his nose.
Well, I think an oil catch can in general is a good idea, and direct injection engines like the 3.8 would definitely benefit from it because you don't have the fuel washing the backs of your valves. But I've also seen evidence to say that uh, the 3.8 really isn't as prone to carbon buildup as, say, the Ford EcoBoost. There's a guy on Club Frontier that bore scoped his at 100,000 miles, and it didn't look any different than a port injected engine. But that's not to say that there's no benefit from a catch can, because if you can catch as much oil vapor from going back through the intake, you'll have a cleaner combustion, because oil does not burn all that great. In fact, oil actually causes knock. So if you can reduce the amount of oil vapors going back through, you should have a cleaner burn. And reducing the oil vapor going back through should also reduce the amount of carbon buildup. But like I said, the 3.8 isn't really prone to it. I really haven't heard too much about the VK56VD being prone to it, but I'm sure that it is. I think Nissan might have perfected it with the 3.8, but I know the VD version of the 56 has its own issues, especially with oil dilution on cylinder 7. They're pretty prone to eating that cylinder 7 main bearing. And I think the VQ35DD is prone to it, but not for the reasons you think. I think with the case of the 35DD, it's more so the back cylinders against the firewall run a little hotter. But evidence that I've seen with the 3.8, I think they've perfected it with the way they tune the system, because it doesn't really seem to be carbon prone. You look confused. Okay, which part are you confused about?
Carbon buildup?
Yes. That's good so far. You got 80,000 out of it. Should go longer. I mean, if you're really having any issues with it at that point, you probably won't. But carbon buildup is when you have a lot of buildup of carbon on the backs of the valves. Direct injection engines, because they're not port injected, with port injection, you spray the fuel down the intake runner, which washes the backs of your valves in fuel. Fuel is a solvent. So it helps prevent carbon building up on the back of your valves. With direct injection, you don't have that fuel washing your valves because the fuel is sprayed directly into the chamber.
So there's the chamber, and where's the fuel actually going? In the direct.
With
Okay.
direct injection, the fuel is sprayed directly into the combustion chamber.
Where's that? I'm daft.
The combustion chamber is actually that dome part of the cylinder head. Like if you take a head off and you flip it over, and you see the valves. You see that shape that's there. How the valves are inset in the head.
Yeah.
That's your combustion chamber.
Okay.
It's not the piston itself. It's that space in the head that your valves are sitting in. I'll have to show you later. But with direct injection, you don't have fuel washing the backs of your valves. So things like oil vapor from your PCV system, positive crankcase vent system, goes back through the intake while there's oil vapor in there, and it basically burns onto the valves. So
So,
it creates a layer of carbon on your valves.
so, like our stainless steel pans, if you know how those got dirty and we had to scrub them off. Basically.
Oh, it's not carbon, but I get where you're going with it. Well, the reason why that's an issue is if you get enough buildup on your valves, it will actually prevent your valves from seating closed all the way. And you start having issues with misfires. It could cause it to run rough.
So instead of having it like this, flush, there's a little.
Yeah, where the valve won't seat all the way because it can't close all the way because of carbon. With port injection, you have fuel washing your valves, so you're less likely to have that buildup.
So it comes in from up top.
Yes.
Okay. So direct injection is like a feeding tube going directly into your stomach versus a port injection where you're drinking the liquid through a straw.
No, if direct injection is like putting the food directly in your stomach, port injection is if you ate it through your mouth.
Okay.
But what I've seen as far as forums go and people borescoping the 3.8, where they stick a camera down through the intake, or down through the intake to look at the backs of the valves. There's at 100,000 miles, it don't really look any different than a port system. So there's something with how they have that direct injection on the 3.8 tuned. It makes it less prone to it. Well, a catch can help catch those oil vapors before they go back through your intake, and you reduce the amount of oil vapor going back through, so you have less buildup over time. Now, catch can doesn't 100% eliminate it. What would 100% eliminate it would be venting the atmosphere, which has been illegal since the 70s with the Clean Air Act. Look at old school muscle cars from like before 73, and you look at the PCVs on those, it's a little breather filter on the valve cover. They vent straight to atmosphere.
Thank you, EPA.
Mm-hmm. But the EPA determined that that vapor from the crankcase is vehicle emissions and it's no bueno. So, due to emissions, they had it route back through the intake.
Okay, so doesn't that affect like our ozone layer or something like that if it vents straight to atmosphere?
That's the belief.
Huh.
They wanted to cut down on greenhouse emissions, and oil vapors is considered a greenhouse emission.
Well, we don't want. I don't want to go back to the Carboniferous period if I can help it with giant bugs because of all the greenhouse gas.
Well, that period in time, there was more oxygen.
But it was hot.
But there was more oxygen.
But it was hot.
The higher the oxygen content of the atmosphere, the larger things can grow. The more you know. But yeah, catch cans, it's not gonna hurt nothing. What, Thor? Go get your bow. Go get your bow. Yeah, the EPA is overstepped in a lot of ways, and I'm kind of glad that their ability to enforce a lot of stuff got nuked from orbit last year because the EPA got their hands smacked pretty hard by the SCOTUS last year about overreach and all that, and
Um,
plus Trump rolled back a lot of the standards too. So yes, a catch can is easy to install. It goes inline on your PCV hose. You could have it mounted on the firewall, or in a case of something like Z1s, it mounts onto the throttle body.
oh God.
But you could install a catch can, say 15, 20 minutes with simple hand tools. So it's pretty straightforward.
Seeing as how you did it,
I've installed a few.
I don't know what you got.
Probably a piece of cardboard because he likes to steal things. Can I see? Can I see? No, he ain't gonna let me see. I had a catch can on a 2008 Grand Cherokee with the 3.7, and if you know about that Jeep, you know. I got videos of it. If you go back 10 years and beyond, there's plenty on it. But I had a catch can on that from Billet Technologies. I adapted it from the Hemi, made my own mount, had it mounted onto the strut brace. And over the course of 3,000 miles, it would collect probably 2, maybe 3 ounces of oil vapor. Now, that Jeep didn't really burn a lot of oil. So any oil I did use was basically because I ran it hard.
Mr.
50,000 miles of beating the snot out of a 3.7.
At a drag strip.
Yes, on the drag strip. There's videos of me running it on the drag strip and winning. And by running it hard, the red line on a Jeep 3.7 was 5,800. I was turning 64. And I know somebody that set it up to run over 7,000. And I was like, you're not worried about valve float, are you? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I said. Especially when he showed me it turning like over 7.
But yeah.
And I had that old Jeep dynoed, and realistically speaking, anything past 6,100, you're not making any more power. Which is why when I did my trans calibration for it, I had the shift points at 6,100. So right as it started falling off, it would upshift, and it would land right back in the meat of the power band.
So yeah.
Speaking of TCM, ECU Tech or Ecotech, they are working on unlocking the TCMs for the Nissan 9-speed. Z1 told me themselves that they are waiting for Ecotech to unlock the TCM. That will open up so much more possibilities. Because if that 9-speed is anything like my old 5-speed in the Jeep, there's a lot of performance left on the table. Like, you could cut half of the torque management out of there and not hurt nothing. I do have a tune on mine. I have the Z1 level 1 tune through ECU Tech. And that's paired with the intake, the IMS, and then my own catback. Now, on that setup, the fastest 0 to 60 I've managed to pull was 7.1. And that was in four-wheel drive. Two-wheel drive, the best I can nail is a 7.2. But the truck cannot put the power down in two-wheel drive. It has a significant amount of wheel hop, and it's induced by axle wrap. So the best I can squeeze. Welcome.
Hi, Vlad.
So 7.2 in two-wheel drive, 7.1 in four-wheel drive. That's on the 87 tune. I have not played around with the premium octane tune yet. I do think tuning it on premium, I could probably get down to 6.9, maybe a 6.8. No, that's not too bad considering that these trucks run anywhere between 7.5 to an 8, depending on your altitude.
Altitude matters.
And your air density.
And where are we at as far as
our elevation is roughly 875 feet, and depending on temperature and humidity, the air density could be as high as 2,000 feet.
It is.
I've seen our air density go from as low as 500 feet on a really good day to as high as like 2,000 feet of air density. And what that means is that your air density at our elevation, because it's hotter and humid, would be as if you're running at 2,000 feet of elevation.
Which is like a mountain.
Which is not good if you want to go fast.
No.
The higher the air the higher your DA, the slower you run. Because your air is effectively thinner. So if it's hot, you have a higher DA.
So when it's like 90 something degrees and
Yeah,
Which
when it's
is-
like
which-
85, 90 degrees, the air density is if you were at like 2,000 feet.
which is like 30, 40 degrees Celsius for our Celsius people.
Yeah, and that 7.1, 7.2 was in like 50-degree weather. So it was close to my actual elevation that I could get. And that's on winter blend fuel, so it wasn't even like the best fuel.
So
Now, I would like to try out that ethanol-free 91, but it's almost $6 a gallon for that.
which is not cheap at
Which
all.
is stupid, because they're not putting the ethanol in it, so why is it got to be so expensive?
Because corn is cheap.
Yeah, but it waters down the fuel.
But corn is cheap.
But it waters down the fuel. That's got more to do with the final drive ratio in ninth. Because the 9-speed has 6 normal gears and 3 overdrives. 6 gear in the 9-speed is 1-to-1. So anything above 6 is an overdrive.
Overdrive.
It's your cruising gears.
Oh.
So you have like 6 city gears and 3 highway gears, basically.
So if you're going down like 75, you're in like 7, 8, and 9 gear unless you're stuck.
Well, it'll go to the highest gear it can.
Okay.
So that's why I'd say 60 miles an hour. I'm turning 1500 RPM.
So.
At 70 miles an hour, I'm turning about 1800.
But going down 75, it's pretty.
Doing 75, 80, it's closer to 2500 RPM.
We are at 5%.
Yep. So we're gonna have to cut this short because the S10 is getting ready to kick the bucket here. I just got the little battery warning at 5%. So we're gonna have to pick this up again next Friday, everybody.
So, for people over in the continent of Europe and all that, 8 p.m. is like 2 a.m. your guys' time.
Yeah, it's pretty early. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for chatting with us. You guys have a good one. Stay safe. Stay warm out there. If you got any content ideas, go ahead and drop them in the comments. Absolutely drink water.
Absolutely drink water.
And we'll see you guys next time here on Frontier, Michigan.
Bye, guys.
Let me get you off. Where is it? Where is it? It don't want to. It don't want to. Come on. Me. It doesn't want me to stop.
It doesn't want us to stop.
Try to turn it off.
That's all right.
Come on. It don't want to. It don't want me to close out. There we go.